Hi guys, how is it going? Today I'm gonna talk about the new moon that is gonna happen in the sign of Taurus. That will happen on the 27th of April as we speak. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Astrid. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And hi Animar. Animar says, hoping this new moon is a turning point. Well, I guess after we're gonna have the full moon in Scorpio, I think then we will see a turning point in Gemini season. But right now, the intensity is very, very high. It's actually through the roof. So yeah, it's a turning point if we can like really draw upon this incredible intense energy and use it in the right kind of way. But I know a lot of people are struggling right now. So we're gonna dive into this new moon in Taurus. So Taurus is about Mother Nature. It is about sensuality, pleasure. Yeah, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus resembles love and money and abundance. So this is actually a very powerful new moon to do some manifestation magic in regards to abundance. And on April the 19th, we had the sun shifting into the sign of the bull, and Taurus season began. It is squaring the Mars-Pluto opposition, so it is rather intense energy right now. But normally, Taurus is very, very chill, very, very soft. It likes to cuddle. It likes the finer things in life. But this Taurus season is a bit more intense. It is not a normal Taurus season because, yeah, with the Mars Pluto opposition, and I've like made a whole video about that. You can watch it if you want. It is, we're gonna need to support each other. We're gonna need to be compassionate, be loving towards people who are struggling a bit right now. But normally, Taurus is a very feminine, fixed earth sign. The moon here that is going to happen, the new moon is in exaltation. So that actually means the moon really likes to be here in that sign, which is a positive thing to add with all the intensity we're seeing right now. And the zodiac, it is like a story that is like told in 12 parts. We have 12 zodiac signs. And the first sign of the zodiac is Aries. And Aries is where we like head out into the world and conquer a little bit of territory to call our own. But when we reach Taurus season, our swords and knives and guns to conquer, they change into plowshares. We like plow and sow our crops, and then we harvest the bounty of the land. We rest and we enjoy what we've harvested. So Taurus is really about enjoying the material bounty of our steady efforts that create stability. Taurus teaches us like a steady rhythm between work and rest, and Taurus signifies work hard but play hard as well. So people with very strong Taurus placements, they tend to be focused on getting material benefits from the world, and they work as hard as they need to get the things they want to enjoy in life. And when the sun is in Taurus in the northern hemisphere, we are in the middle of spring season, and nature is really showing its glory at this time of year. So light is steadily growing every day. The days are growing longer. The nights are getting shorter, and there's this sense of like letting the good times roll and enjoying the finer things in life, and that is actually what Taurus is all about. So we need to really focus right now on the Venusian aspect of Taurus, and yeah, we're gonna need to put an extra emphasis on that right now with all the intensity in the skies. Taurus really appreciates beauty, harmony, pleasure, and also the arts. That is all part of Taurus. So yeah, the new moon is really like it is the perfect time of year to think about like the shape of your life here on Earth and to consider how you can shape it into something even more beautiful. And Taurus is about nature, and there's an unapologetic quality about it. Nature simply is, and trees are like very majestic in their stability. Flowers bloom naturally, and that all happens without self-doubt or hesitation. There's this sense of like things are exactly as they supposed to be. Nature doesn't second guess, nature doesn't overthink. There's just this natural presence. There's this rhythm, and there's like this silent assurance that everything is just like playing out how it's supposed to be. Taurus is what's stable. It is what endures. It is what is real. So there's a part of us that's all natural, grounded, pragmatic, and rooted in common sense. That is actually what Taurus is about. However, when we look at the Pluto-Mars opposition, we know Persephone was suddenly abducted by Pluto from her peaceful garden while she was picking a narcissus flower. So our own sense of stability can be abruptly shaken by this intense Mars-Pluto opposition right now, and this new moon is squaring the opposition, so it's going to be like boom. So yeah, the very foundations of our life will be tested or are getting tested right now. And it's really like asking us, are these foundations a real authentic expression of who we truly are? And if it's not, something now needs to change, and it can happen rather abruptly. So if you've been resisting, if you perhaps been resisting things because they felt safe or because it was maybe a bit too uncomfortable to question, now it's gonna like demand your full attention. So yeah, it's probably already visible because the tension has been building up for quite some months now. And I think a part of you already knows what isn't sustainable anymore. So this time around with the third and the final Pluto-Mars opposition, something needs to change. So yeah, it's like, yeah, intense. I'm not gonna lie. I'm wondering how you guys are feeling it. Just make extra time for grounding, for nature, for sensuality, for cuddles. Really try to trigger oxytocin in your body, because I know a lot of people are actually in fight or flight right now, and I am even struggling to keep myself peaceful as I normally am. But I am Aries, I'm ruled by Mars, so this moon is squaring my ruler, so it will not be as intense for everyone, but especially for Taurus and all the fixed signs, you guys are gonna get the most hits out of this. And Jenny, hi Jenny, spring has sprung. Yes, definitely. The flowers are blooming, the birds are chirping. So yeah, I'm happy. When we get into May, June, things will calm down. So hi Anne. Anne says, long-term toughness for going forward. Yes, exactly. Like we have been revisiting a lot of themes since the fall of 2024, and the fall of 2024 for the northern hemisphere, it really, like, the cracks started showing up, and now they're like boom, no more cracks. It's like a whole yeah, canyon that is like crumbling down. So yeah. Katie says, hello from Ghent, Astrid. This week is really as you said in your video from earlier this week. Yes, the Mars-Pluto opposition video. Yeah, it is like people are so on the attack. They are so overly assertive, and people really react very defensively. And yeah, a lot of ego streaks as well. It is like blowing my mind. A lot of people are just yeah, having these heated discussions, and there's like no point in that. It's just like their inner child is like screaming for affection and screaming for attention, but they're like asking it in the wrong way. All these tantrums, it's like, oh my god. And yes, Katie says, and could start discussions and fights for everything. Yeah, it's like no one is willing to back down. It's like the bull is charging in Taurus, the lion is roaring because Mars is in Leo right now. It is insane right now. So Jenny, hi Jenny, says, as a Scorpio rising, wow, and Sun in the 8th house, boom, that's a double Scorpio head. Everything in the 6th house, tell you, I've got to admit, this is a lot pressure cooker. Yes, and even you, Jenny, like you're both of your rulers are in an exact opposition right now as we speak. and the new moon is going to square that. So there's a big T-square, and whenever we have a T-square in astrology, it can feel like we're just trying to get there with our car, like metaphorically speaking, and just suddenly we're driving and out of nowhere, boom, a car just hits us from the side and we can feel like T-boned and like, what the hell is going on? So yeah. And hi, Willy. So glad you're here live with us. Libra here with Venus. Oh, yeah. So we had 2 moons. The last full moon in Libra was Venus ruled, and this new moon is also Venus ruled. And Venus is on Saturn. So all the good Venusian qualities are getting limited by Saturn. We have like that on top of it as well. So yeah, it is a lot. And I'm gonna be happy whenever we pass this Mars-Pluto opposition. It is like insane. And hi, Blue Moon Rising. So let's continue with the information. So Taurus, it's about financial planning, about material goals. It's about building something solid in your life. It can be in regards to work, it can be in regards to love, and it's actually about reconnecting with nature and your physical body. Taurus rules the 5 senses. So it will be very wise if you feel emotionally overwhelmed to just listen to your favorite music, move the energy through your body, make sure your circulation is going to like really channel this hot burning energy in a healthy way so it doesn't implode inside of you. And also, yeah, let go of like feeling rushed or like trying to fight back or like trying to get somewhere in time. Taurus is about slow. It is step by step, and we all need to like embrace a much more slower energy and a slower progress right now. So just know that it's actually a very, very potent time to literally or metaphorically plant some new seeds. And whatever you begin now will take root slowly but surely. So let's look a bit at the chart. So here we see the T-square from Mars in Leo, Pluto in Aquarius, and the new moon in Taurus. So yeah, it is rather intense because I didn't circle it in this presentation, but on the opposite side of the new moon, we can see Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. So actually, there's a big fixed grand cross going on, and that is yeah, trouble. So Lilith, yeah, she's not sweet. She likes to provoke. She likes to yeah, and the myth, Lilith stole people's baby at night and all these crazy, insane, fucked up things. So yeah, getting Lilith in the mix here as well is like not a very welcoming sign. So really watch your tongue, guys. Do not provoke. Whenever someone with a very big ego just comes up to you, my only advice is to walk away right now, or it will like totally explode. So yeah, there's like a cosmic clash right now, and it has been brewing since January, and the alignment brings the feeling of like being caught in the middle. It's like you can feel uncertain about which direction to go, but it is very, very ripe with a lot of potential for those who are ready to embrace growth. But yeah, growth is painful, eh? It is what it is, and this time can like really hit us where it like matters most. So Taurus wants like security, material stability. It wants pleasure. So really ground this tension so we can have the positive benefits of this new moon. It is actually also about self-worth and abundance. And we also see that since the sun shifted into Taurus and now the new moon joins in with the party, we can see Uranus as well in Taurus. So whenever the sun is in the same site where Uranus is in, it is like very fast-paced changes. It can be very overwhelming. It can be very loud. It can be a lot to handle, and we need to take like a moment to breathe and really take it in step by step. So yeah, most impacted signs, of course, are Taurus, Leo, Scorpios, and Aquarius, and also Aries, because Mars is your chart ruler, and of course Scorpio. Scorpios get a double hit because both of their rulers are in square and in opposition to this moon. So Scorpio, don't get out your stinger. It's gonna backfire. Let go of control, just remain calm. So the ruler of this moon is, of course, Venus. Venus is about pleasure, comfort, possessions, money, love. And this new moon really encourages to like plant seeds of intention related to our finances, our abundance, our self-esteem, self-worth. Taurus is, of course, a fixed earth sign. So yeah, Taurus is about patience, about nurturing, about persistence, stability, foundations. And this lunation is actually occurring at 7 degrees of Taurus. So 7 degrees, astrologically, it aligns with Libra. It is a Libra degree. So another Venus ruled sign. So there's like a double emphasis on love and money right now. And it's like getting in touch with all this explosive energy. So Libra is about balance, fairness, justice, harmony. It's about partnerships, can be about shared resources and how we relate to people, places, and things that really support us and reflect our values. So this Taurus new moon is like finally breaking the streak of all the 9-degree new moons that we had. So if you have been following my channel for quite some time, I started in October last year. And since November, since Scorpio, the new moon in Scorpio, we had all the new moons on a 9-degree. So now we're like getting off this 9-degree streak, and like the 9-degree normally is associated with Sagittarius. And what have we been seeing since November last year? All these global themes. Sagittarius is about globality. It's about long distance things. It is about long distance travel. It is about our belief system. It is about higher education and also our perspective on the future. And well, how has that been playing out for the whole world lately? It's been insane, to be honest. So it's very, very profound that we've had so many new moons on a 9-degree, and all the Sagittarian concepts that we have been seeing over all these past few months were with international relationships, the higher courts, higher education. So yeah, that is like how profound the degree theory really can be. So now we're getting into the 7th degree, which is a Libra degree. It is about relationships. And yeah, with Venus, the ruler of this new moon, still on Saturn, we had two moons that were ruled by Venus. The Libra full moon we just saw on the 12th of April, and now we have this new moon on the 27th, which is also ruled by Venus. And Saturn is just like squeezing out all the fun of Venus. So it's like, oh my God, please, Saturn. Oh, Granddaddy Saturn is so strict. He is so about maturity. He's about like, well, Venus, open your eyes. This is reality right now. And we can all be like, oh my God. All the things we have been avoiding in love and in money are now like blowing up in our face. So yeah, it can be rather hard to really, really practice self-love, guys, right now, because it's actually very, very necessary. So but the fact that we have two moons that are ruled by Venus and with Saturn on top of Venus, it is like the Libra full moon was about an ending and a culmination about certain partnership dynamics. And it also gave us this new perspective. And now this Taurus new moon is about new beginnings, because a new moon is naturally signifying new beginnings. So it could also be about new values flowing into like a better or like all these things we are like integrating from Venus retrograde are now like flowing into better alignment, or like in new sort of new relationship outcomes actually. So it can be a very, very big wake-up call. We see North Node on Saturn and Venus as well. These are like collective wake-up calls about the current reality we're living in, and if we're like resisting change in that reality. We can see the burdens that were placed on our shoulders from all the long-term commitments we made in regards to love and finance, and it can just be like a big bummer right now. So yeah, big reality slap. It is like showing the weight of all the commitments, of all the burdens, and if it's meant to break, it will break in the next few months. If it's meant to strengthen, then Saturn can really consolidate and can also act as glue. It depends on what it is in your personal birth chart. So yeah, of course, it won't be the same for anyone. And another important thing is the Sabian symbol for this moon is actually really, really, yeah, significant, because the Sabian symbol is a sleigh without snow. So yeah, a very poetic symbol that speaks to the power of faith and preparation. It is like the power of faith and preparation in the face of seemingly impossible circumstances. So it suggests, although the current environment may not seem ideal right now, we must trust the timing and believe in the magic that's about to come. So the sleigh, which is like immobile without snow, it really symbolizes the potential. It is like saying the tools are already in place, even if the momentum has not yet arrived. So it really encourages us to resist the urge to give up, and reminding us that creativity and imagination can really transcend and transmutate the current limitations we are dealing with right now. So at first glance, a sleigh without snow might seem like a symbol of frustration, or like symbolizing pointlessness. After all, a sleigh isn't like very useful without the right conditions, eh? So, but that is what exactly makes this symbol so rich for this new moon. It's about like the possibility in waiting and the power of belief before the environment like fully aligns. So get your sleighs out, guys. It might snow sooner than you think. So it is inviting us to take preparation before action, and also entrusting the divine timing. Because yeah, just because you can't like fully move forward now doesn't mean your momentum isn't coming. And I feel a lot of people are frustrated, and we have been having Mars retrograde in the sign of Cancer for way too long, and people are like fed up with it right now. Now it jumps back into Leo, and everything is just like coming out. So yeah, it is about like trusting the unseen. It is about being mentally, emotionally, and spiritually ready, even if the external snow hasn't fallen yet. So yeah, it's about discipline as well, with Saturn and Venus together. And it is like preparation is progress, even if it's like invisible right now. So don't give up, guys. I know this Taurus season is a bit more challenging than normal. It is about our inner faith and our perseverance. So yeah, we're all so focused on instant gratification, but Saturn on Venus right now is showing that the real fruits and the things you're really gonna enjoy are gonna need some time to really blossom. It is spring. It is time to plant, not time to harvest just yet. That we can do when it's Virgo season in the fall. So yeah, really hold space for your vision, because I know a lot of people are tempted to give up right now. So yeah, don't discard your tools, don't discard your plans, your dreams, just because the timing isn't right. The sleigh still exists, and its usefulness will return at the right time. So, yeah, what do you think about the Sabian symbol? I think it is very, very particularly significant for the times we are rolling in right now. And Jenny says 9 is about endings. It is also the year of 9. Exactly. Can start new, doing the old. That is so beautifully put, Jenny. Yes, you're right. For the people who do not understand it, Jenny is talking about numerology and 2025 when you like um, count all the numbers, you get a 9. And a 9 year is a year of significant endings, personally, but also collectively. So yeah, 9 years are intense. 9 years are about the old world that is crumbling, and a lot of people are trying to hold on to this old world, but we all need to let it go, because 2026 is in 1 year, and then we can take a beautiful new start. Um, and Timothy says, hello, Astrid. Thank you for these updates. I just got home from work, so I have to watch later when I wake up. Oh, yeah, you had another night shift, Timothy. Well, sweet dreams, and I'll see you later. Okay, the biggest, the strongest undercurrent of this new moon is the emphasis on financial system on a collective level. It is about wealth. It is about material resources. Taurus rules money, saving, possessions, and also the comfort that comes from security. But the square to Pluto in Aquarius really brings this systemic and also collective disruptions in our money and finances. It's really like highlighting issues like inflation. It's going to cause more market instability and also going to lead eventually towards a big economic transformation. But the square is really indicating that a lot of people are going to be very triggered and are going to have fear-based responses in regards to money right now. But on the positive side, it also opens the door for like a whole big financial reinvention. There can be new investment strategies coming forward. There can be new cryptocurrencies that are going to skyrocket later. And there can also be an implementation of alternative economic models coming forth. So, yeah, there are going to be a lot of public financial debates during this time. Taurus not only rules our banks, it also rules our food, so agriculture. It also rules currency. So we can see some currencies going really down during this time. And then Pluto and Aquarius is also about tech and community systems. So expect clashes and innovations coming forth from this aspect. There will be a lot of protests happening as well. That can lead eventually to some policy changes. I think that will happen mostly in regards to our food, in regards to chemicals in our food, in regards to food shortages. And because Mars is in Leo, it will also play out into schools, universities, institutions that are ruled or ruling over children. There can be a huge clash in that as well. But also we're going to also see new roles or new models appearing in our resource distribution, because Taurus is also what we consume. It is the second house. It is the five senses. It was what we hear, smell, taste. So yeah, Taurus is also about food, and we're going to see a shift in that as well. So yeah, all these new strategies that are going to emerge are like really hidden opportunities in like this changing economy. And I know things are a bit wild right now, but yeah, we just need to go through 2025, and then after March 2026, I really feel things are going to change. On a personal level, this is a very powerful time to like restructure your budget. And really take a closer look at how you invest in long-term value. So yeah, I think that is most important. And Ann Taylor says, trust the unknown. Yes, we all not like need to take a huge plunge into the unknown right now, and a lot of people are getting massively triggered to get out of the comfort zone. And I know that's not easy. We're all so used to our safe space, but like with this Pluto Mars opposition, our safe space is a bit under pressure right now. So just trust that whatever bumps into your life right now, that yeah, if you feel like this strong desire, because Mars is what we want and Pluto is what we get. It's like bam, Pluto. So if we can all feel these emotional desires coming forward, and can be very emotionally overwhelming, but it might actually just be your body saying to you like, oh, okay, I need to go towards this way, or I need to like get to know this person better, because my body is just responding so heavily towards that other person or another job offer, or it can be whatever you feel this emotionally a bit obsessive behavior towards. It can actually be like a cosmic nudge to really push us forward right now, and it might be exactly what we need now. So it can actually, yeah, it's like full of potential. It is just like not very easy energy to deal with, especially if you have not been delving into the depths of your own psyche, of you're like not used to deal with plutonic energy, then it can be quite overwhelming. Yeah, Pluto is actually yeah, it's like there can be something like so entwined with our values that we don't even think to question it. And Pluto Mars opposition is now like handing it's on a platter and like saying, hey, here it is. What are you gonna do with it? And a lot of people are gonna crumble under the pressure. So that's why I'm saying like be very gentle towards those around you. Show compassion. Yeah, Mars is our will. Mars is what we want and what matters to us and what feels like a direct expression of our individuality. So, yeah, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. Mars is our personal will, Pluto is the collective will, and they're now in a clash towards each other. So, yeah, so it is like a little bit of a plot twist this week. And I want to look at one particular mundane chart, because I'm just like talking about all these financial instabilities, market volatility, and all these things are connected to Taurus. And what I've seen here in the chart of China is going to be the reason why we're going to feel this as well. Because yeah, Pluto is currently on the moon of China. So the moon represents the people, the public mood, and also the national identity. And the Pluto on the moon really brings psychological transformation of the people in China. That can be a mass awakening, but I think it's going to manifest in mass control. Possible emotional suppression or manipulation by the state. There's going to be a potential crisis of public trust or like untrust. Can be civil unrest. So yeah, the rising or the ascendant of a country, it is really like the face of a country. It is how it appears to the world. It is the first impression. So Pluto here, it is a very slow moving, intense, transformative quality that is happening right here. Can be like a complete rebranding of the national image. And there's going to be intensified control over like this external messaging. So censorship, propaganda, taking on like next level. Yeah. Can also be about how the country projects itself in the outside world. So there's going to be a stronger global confrontation, or China is going to like posture itself in a more assertive way. And there's a big clash between like internal transformation and external resistance. So China is going to have to deal, or people who are coming into contact with China are going to be dealing with a lot of diplomatic tension. Their foreign policy gets very assertive. There can also be military assertions at the border. China is going to respond to these perceived threats, or is going to challenge the Western authority in a way more, a bigger way. So I also looked at the charts of Russia and Ukraine, and it is also just indicating continued power struggle that is going to lead towards these structural shifts. Pluto really signified like hidden or invisible things. And Mars and Pluto can together, they signify covert operations and also secretive actions. And with all the major aspects of this Mars-Pluto cycle, we've seen the themes of nuclear weapons between Russia and the United States coming up repeatedly. So I expect it to happen again, and maybe another time in August, but I will explain that later. Yeah, for Israel, I looked at that chart as well. Yeah, national identity crisis, very potential leadership challenges as well. And I also looked at the chart for the Federal Reserve Bank, and Pluto there is in the 8th house. A position happens to the 2nd house. So big clash and transformation in finance, debt, and also the institutional power. So I also want to mention that if we divide the world into 12 zodiac signs, the Taurus area rules Israel, Yemen, Iran. So the Middle East is ruled by Taurus. So we're going to see another explosion, volcanic explosion in that area of the world as well. So, yeah, do I need to say something more about the new moon? Yeah, the T-square is a really big pressure cooker. Yeah, just like ground your intentions. It is uncomfortable energy, but the pressure is going to invite a lot of breakthroughs, especially around self-worth and stability in your life. So the foundations might crumble with the square, but Taurus new moon gives us a beautiful opportunity to really rework our foundations, and we can like start building something new that can have like or can manifest as a lot of happiness in our life. So don't freak out if you feel like the world is like just disappearing from under your feet. Just know you have the opportunity to really plan something new, and it's going to be way better than you imagined. We just need to like get through this opposition. So yeah, growth comes from facing discomfort head on and not avoiding it. Otherwise it will just like come back and backfire even more. So yeah, we can like all feel like this struggling plant, and we are like needing to repot ourselves into fresh soil right now. So yeah, what's no longer thriving, it just like needs to go right now. It can be habits, it can be jobs, relationships, it can simply be thought patterns. We need to intentionally create new foundations, and lasting change often comes from disruption. So this lunation like really might require us to pivot really quickly. We're gonna have to make some difficult decisions or leave behind our normal comfort zones. So, but in doing so, we're gonna create bigger abundance. We are gonna create a much safer space for us to thrive, grow, and blossom in. And this is really about resilience and about a new purpose. And it's gonna take root over the next 6 months. So yeah, very powerful time to set intentions. Yeah, highly potent for abundance, but your goals are going to be tested. So make them practical and also ground them into reality. Because with Venus and Saturn on top of each other, it's about commitment, about discipline, about realism. So yeah, relationship revisions, get serious about love with Saturn and Venus conjunct, and it's also beauty is going to manifest, like, and also pleasure is going to manifest through hard work and long-term thinking. So Venus Saturn is also about creating boundaries and really reinvesting energy into relationships or projects that have lasting value. So yeah, maybe a new long-term job offer just like appears out of the blue, but you feel a little bit scared. Pluto Mars is about fear as well. So yeah, we don't know how it will play out, but maybe we'll just need to take the jump. Yeah, we are like massively triggered right now to let go of our fears, to listen to our body and how it responds to all these new things coming onto our path. So if you feel this incredible attraction towards a new direction, a new habit, your soul is really telling you you need to go for it, and it's going to happen over the next 6 months. Taurus is taking it slow, step by step. It is like this slow diesel engine, but once it gets going, you won't be able to stop it. That is what I love about Taurus. And Taurus needs to be sure. And you will need to take time to really feel things out, to like really ground this new reality that you're trying to create. So yeah, and it's especially about partnerships, with it being at the 7th of Libra degree. So what or who makes me feel secure, valued, and supported? And you can have some serious conversations about that. So yeah. The good news is that we also see a trine from Mars and Neptune right now. So this is like a really, it's going to add this dreamy spiritual undertone to our ambitions. So we know manipulation and covert tactics are not working out as we want or as we would like with the Mars-Pluto opposition. But the trine towards Neptune says, like, if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, and you can like take a step back and ground yourself during this time, then these new beautiful opportunities are emerging, and they're like really based on a common spiritual foundation where you can like build them for like eternity. I know it sounds a little bit dreamy, but that is what Neptune is all about. So it can be about these soulful ventures. It can also be about like inspiration into creative projects. And Neptune is about vision and idealism. So it's about faith and inspired courage when it trines Mars in Leo. So yeah, a very, very beautiful alignment for those that are going to start some passion project or some entrepreneurial venture, especially if those new paths involve intuition, service towards others, or if you're in some kind of healing profession, you can like really get like a boom and opening up and enter like a whole new realm. So yeah, let's look a bit at the rituals or tips and tricks you can do to harness the energy of this new moon. So yeah, crucial to ground yourself. That is like the main thing right now. You need to ground yourself physically, emotionally, but also spiritually. Taurus is an earth sign, so work with tools like crystals. You can see the green aventurine that I've displayed here on the presentation. You can also go for pyrite. You can also go for rose quartz. You can work with herbs and look at a more holistic approach, more natural remedies. And also you can do maybe affirmations such as I am worthy of abundance, or I grow my dreams with patience and love. But this is not just about wishful thinking. We've like that era ended. The Neptune and Pisces era about I'm gonna sit on the couch and I'm gonna just manifest my dream life by sitting here and not taking action, that has ended. Now it's about taking purposeful, inspired, mystical action. It is like now in Aries. It's about taking, just take action on your dreams. And the T-square of the new moon is going to test your intentions. So choose wisely and commit fully. And if you can like withstand the challenge, the rewards will be lasting, tangible, and also deeply fulfilling. So good intentions are like, I build a life of steady abundance. I value my worth and attract prosperity. And also I create beauty in my everyday routines. Taurus reminds us to slow down, connect with nature, and also care for our body. Be mindful of what you consume during this time. Really support your nervous system with movement, rest, nourishing foods, and also these grounding rituals. And also know that even a small daily habit can help you stay centered amidst all this uncertainty. And we also saw a sextile to Uranus from Venus, and it might also help, help may arrive in like a very surprising of unconventional way. You might discover new tools, new peoples, or new methods that are going to help you break through stuck patterns. So Be open to innovation, even if it feels a bit unfamiliar. And it's about playing the long game right now. So lean into slow, sustainable growth, and also believe in your future and prepare for it with a good intention. So with that being said, I'm gonna start with the 12 rising signs. Another thing I want to address here quickly is that some people told me like, oh wow, Astrid, your videos are like 2 hours long. That's like way too long for me to fully watch. But yeah, the purpose is that you only watch your rising sign and your sun sign, of course. So I also make timestamps every time I finish this video, so you can like fast forward to your exact sign. If you don't know your rising sign, you can look it up at astro.com. You can type in your birth information, which is your date, your hour, and your place of birth. And by doing that, you're gonna see this chart appear. And the first big black line, that is gonna be your rising sign. So that is gonna be what's going to resonate the most for you in these readings. So first look at your rising sign, then you can look at your sun sign if you want to look at it more from a core identity kind of perspective. But then you can also look at your moon sign if you want to look at things from a more emotional perspective. So with that being said, I hope that helps, because I've noticed some people don't get where I'm going with these videos. But I know a lot of you guys do. It's like in my local environment. So that's why I'm like saying it again. So we're gonna start with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This new moon is gonna activate your second house, and of course, that's the area of your chart that governs personal finances, possessions, skills, and your self-worth. So very potent time to initiate a change related to your income, how you earn money, the way you make money, and also go over how you manage your resources. You might find yourself re-evaluating your relationship with money, not just how much you make, but how you value your own time, talents, and energy. So it is like an annual opportunity, because this new moon happens here every year for us in our second house, my fellow Aries. And it's an opportunity to set powerful intentions around abundance, but also about sustainability. So think about, what are you building long term, and are you aligned with what you truly value, or have you been chasing validations from the wrong resources? The new moon is forming a T-square with Mars in your fifth house of fun, children, creativity, and also love. And Pluto is also in your 11th house of community, and also your social circle, and it's creating a triangle, a square friction between creativity, community, and your material stability. So you might feel pulled between like a desire to invest in something bold or expressive, but it can also be like about pressure of long-term goals and your social expectations. So yeah, if you've been like relying too heavily on external approval, or feeling a bit unsure about your worth or about your ideas, then this moon is going to bring a lot of clarity through some of the confrontations, and it's going to trigger you into your self-worth as well. Challenges may arise, especially around how much you're spending or like risking for short-term satisfaction or gratification. So just remember, these are growing pains, and it's about self-empowerment during this time. We then also see Venus, which is your second house ruler. It is placed on top of Saturn into your 12th house, suggesting that financial healing and self-worth upgrades are very closely tied to spiritual reflection. It's about emotional maturity and also the need to release old subconscious blocks in regards to money. So, hey guys, this is very beautiful. This is such a beautiful new moon to really break through these patterns that are keeping you stuck. The scarcity mindset, this is an opportunity for you to let it go. And yeah, just release these old subconscious blocks. It is really time to invest in your long-term inner security as much as your external wealth. So some might benefit from budgeting, some might benefit from learning a new skill, or stepping into a more mature relationship with what you truly need. So it is not just materially, it is also energetically for you guys with the ruler in the 12th house of the unseen realms. So yeah, stay ready for opportunity, even if the ideal conditions haven't appeared just yet. Your readiness is really part of your magnetism right now. So just know that your ruler is squaring this new moon and things might get a little bit heated for you guys. So let me know how it's going, and I'm sending you, I'm wishing you the best of luck, my dear Aries. Then we have Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is your new moon, Taurus. And actually, I should have started with you, but I like totally forgot with all the intensity. So yeah, this new moon is like a very big personal reset. It is landing into your first house of self-identity, your appearance, and also your personal goals. So yeah, you get this moment once every year, and it's like a clean slate to really redefine your whole life trajectory. So it's about how you dress, the way you present yourself to others. It's also, it really shines light upon your deeper core of who you're like becoming under this big review and this big test. Because this is all happening into angular houses for you, my dear Taurus. So yeah, it is intense for you guys. It is like time to really reclaim ownership over your image, your presence, and also about the choices you've made over the last 6 months. So if you've been feeling a bit stuck or uncertain about what's next, this new moon is really going to push you to set intentions that really honor your own truth. It's less about reinventing yourself. It is more about unearthing the real you beneath all these external expectations. So just know that this path to renewal, it isn't like it's gonna be a little bit tense. With the T-square to Mars in the 4th house of family and Pluto in your 10th house of career, and it's also your reputation. There's like pressure building at the foundation of your chart and at the top of your chart. So it's home versus work. It is privacy versus publicity. It is roots versus ambition. So you might be feeling pulled in like two directions and trying to create like a solid home life while navigating transformations in your professional life. So something has to shift internally before we can like, or before the external world can like really reflect your growth. So yeah, a career move, a relocation, family changes, all these things might act as a trigger to evolve right now. But the real change begins with how you see yourself, because it's a moon in your sign. And Venus, the ruler of this full moon and the new moon and the ruler of you, of course, is conjunct Saturn in your 11th house. So something that might help into like anchoring your new identity really lies in community and meaningful goals. You can get help from your social circle during this time. You are not meant to do this alone, my dear Taurus, and you can find a lot of guidance, a lot of support from aligned group circles. It can be mentors, it can also be friends, and they can help you ground your ambitions right now. So yeah, it's like this lunation is encouraging preparation despite uncertainty. Um, so yeah, it's like trust that when you're clear on who you are, the rest will begin to like fully align for you, my dear Taurus. So enjoy your new moon and let me know how you're feeling. I'm wishing you the best of luck, dear Taurus. We have Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This new moon is going to fall into your 12th house. It is a very private house, a very introspective area of your chart. So take this time to clear your space. It is about subconscious healing. It is about making peace with the past, the 12th house are final endings. So unlike other new moons, yeah, this one, normally new moons is about like planting seeds, taking action, but this one like whispers, go inward, reset, recharge, unwind. So you're invited to slow down, to retreat, to reflect on what you've like outgrown, and to like really make amends with that. So can be this moon can really illuminate hidden fears or like limiting beliefs around stability, worth, or resource, and this might like resurface right now. And yeah, not to overwhelm you, but to these feelings are gonna rise to be acknowledged, and also this is a very potent time to release them. So yeah, it's like stepping into a new cycle. It is like a final ending. Subconscious blockages are gonna get released right now. But it won't come by itself, because we have a square, a T-square towards Mars in your 3rd house and Pluto in your 9th house. So guys, are your minds like on fire with Mars in the 3rd house? It can feel like your mind is racing. It can be overwhelmed with questions about the future with the opposition to Pluto in your 9th. It can also be about travel, education, but your beliefs are shifting anyway. So you might feel a little bit more restless. There can be a bit more yeah, anxiety, or also like some overstimulation by conflicting ideas and opinions from others and going back and forward over that. So be mindful of like overstimulation, take time to rest to really calm the mind. And there can also be miscommunications with siblings. Yeah, especially if you're like been repressing some stress. It can also manifest in your local environment, such as neighbors. That can be a little bit of a pain in the ass right now. But Pluto in your 9th is really asking you to transform your belief system. And Mars in your 3rd really pushes for this quick action. Yeah, this new moon is really it's about trusting. So really take enough time to integrate new information. Meditation, journaling, writing things down in solitude are going to be very, very welcoming tools for you to handle this energy. And Venus is conjunct Saturn. Venus is the ruler of this new moon, and it's conjunct Saturn in your 10th house right now. So there's this long-term professional shift taking place, even if you don't see the results fully yet. Your public role and reputation are changing and also maturing. It is connected to inner emotional work, and if you've been like afraid to show vulnerability, now is really the time to process that in private, so you can rise stronger whenever we jump into Gemini season soon. So yeah, your sleigh is ready. A sleigh without snow is a Sabian symbol for this new moon. So your sleigh is ready, even if the path ahead is still a little bit invisible. The 12th house is like what's get dissolved, what's not fully tangible. So just trust that clarity will come as you release these outdated fears and really allow yourself to dream quietly of what's next. The 12th house can also be about divine spiritually interventions. So just whatever you're worrying about or what's going on in your mind, give them to Mother Earth, release the tension, and just trust that everything will turn out okay once we're through this Pluto Mars opposition. So I wish you the best of luck, my dear Gemini. Then we have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, my dear Cancer, you are gonna have this new moon in the sign of Taurus happening in your 11th house. It's gonna highlight your goals and your long-term dreams, your social circle, your communities, your connection to like larger invisible networks. So Really beautiful time to plant seeds around your future vision, not just for yourself, but for like the collective. Of course, you're part of it. We're all part of it. And it's good thing to question yourself is like, are you surrounding yourself with people who support your growth? Or are your goals still aligned with your evolving values? And yeah, join new groups, reevaluate your social circle, think long term. There can be a new seed that is going to blossom, and there can be a new friendship coming forth from this new moon. Can also be about launching a project, stepping into this new network, redefining a role within a team. Yeah, it is like this moon really supports like this fresh starts that are like rooted in authenticity, and you're gonna feel it's gonna lead towards like a big new contribution in team efforts. There's just a little bit of a challenge here with the Mars-Pluto opposition and the T-square to this new moon. So Mars is in your second house of finances, money, and Pluto is in your eighth. So a very, very financial opposition for you, my dear Cancer. And if you haven't seen my Pluto-Mars opposition video, you can go watch that, because it's like important for you guys as well, especially in regards to finance. So yeah, it's money right now can be a very sensitive subject, and especially when it involves these shared resources, or there are some shared resources in collaborative investments, something like that. Money with friends as well can be a little bit tricky right now. So you might ask yourself, like, is this financially sustainable? Perhaps you're going to need to reassess who gets access to your energy, time, and support. Because the eighth house is energy, the second house is money, physical money, and then the 11th house are friendships. So who gets access to your energy, time, and support? Mars in the second is going to push you to earn or spend more, can be in a rather impulsive way. But Pluto in the eighth can like really expose power dynamics and also trust issues in relationships. So yeah, be a bit more cautious about financial entanglements, or like financial collaborations in group efforts. Make sure that everyone's goal is like truly aligned, because there can be some power issues happening in those regards. Then we see Venus is on top of Saturn in your ninth house, and it is showing me that wisdom, mentorship, and travel can all guide you through this transition. You're gonna find grounding through spiritual courses, learning something new. Your outlook on the future is like maturing with Venus on top of Saturn in the ninth house of beliefs. So yeah, good time to like go after big dreams, but step by step. Taurus is like a slow diesel engine, and it needs to like heat up before it gets going. So it's also a good time to begin a very new serious study. If you have something you can teach other people, this would be a very good time to start doing that. And you can go on long-term long-term journey, and these international endeavors that can also like really align with your future path right now, and a beautiful new seed can be planted in those regards. So yeah, even though the conditions might not look perfect right now, the idea is already alive in your mind, and it is ready to grow. So really trust your higher vision, even if others don't see the full picture just yet. It's not about rushing, it's about preparation of what's to come. So good luck, my dear Cancer. And hi, Rita. Rita says hello, 28 April birthday, Leo rising. Oh my God, Rita, that is so intense. You're having your birthday one day after this new moon, and one day after the exact Pluto-Mars opposition. Wow, you're gonna have one hell of a solar return this year. It's gonna be fire. And with this new moon, that can be a beautiful new start for you, Rita. So I wish you the best. Then we have my dear Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This new moon in Taurus is taking place in your 10th house, is putting the spotlight on your career. It is your public reputation and also your ambition and your own inner, the authority you portray in the world as well. It can also be seen as your long-term legacy. So yeah, very, very powerful moment to set some new professional intentions. Especially if you have been seeking more visibility or recognition in your work or in your own business. Now you might feel this renewed sense of clarity about where you're going and what success really means to you. Beautiful time to seek a promotion, launching a new business, or like rebranding your personal public image. Sorry, public image. So yeah, it's like encouraging you to build something real, something lasting in regards of the 10th house area. And think about more structure in your career or in the role you play in the outside world. It can be about more sustainability and more alignment in all of these regards. And it's not just your ambition, it's also about yeah, what gives you security. It's Taurus. So but if you've seen my Mars Pluto position video, you know, my dear Leos, that this new moon in Taurus is squaring Mars in your sign. So there can be significant tension for Mars in your first house of self and identity. And the opposition happens with Pluto in your seventh house of relationships. So, my dear Leos, you might feel a little bit caught between your personal desire, what others want from you, and your professional abilities or responsibilities that you need to get ready or get done. So, if there's like a deadline, there can be like a little bit of tension. And there can be some, yeah, maybe you're gonna have to navigate some complex dynamics between partners and the public, or vice versa. Mars on the rising gives you way more drive, way more courage. So that is very positive for you, my dear Leos. But it can also make you a little bit impulse or reactive. Leos, be careful about cuts, bruises, burns. Whenever Mars is on the rising, that can like really manifest in a very yeah, harsh way, actually. So don't hurt yourself, guys. So yeah, struggle between maybe others, relationships, the seventh house, and that could also distract or destabilize your professional goals a bit during this time. So balance assertiveness with diplomacy. Do not let external drama really yeah, put you out of, bring you out of balance in regards to your long-term vision. Venus, which is the ruler of this new moon, is conjunct Saturn in your eighth house of intensity. So it's about financial matters, intimate bonds. It's also about shared commitments, and they are all up for like maturity right now. So really define terms of your collaborations as well. Let go of emotional and material dependencies that no longer serve you. There is a willingness to commit to the right partnerships and the right business ventures, but you will need to have like a solid foundation for that. So you're like building your empire, and the world will catch up to your vision in time, maybe if it's not completely visible right now. So I wish you the best of luck, my dear Leo. We have Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You are gonna have the new moon in Taurus in your ninth house, and it's gonna activate all the themes of expansion, education, higher education. Actually, it's also long distance travel, and the ninth house also is about your belief system. So, time to plant a new seed. It's in Taurus, and it's time to think bigger. Envision a new reality that stretches your mind and spirit. Can be about publishing, can be about booking a flight, it can be about stepping into a more of a philosophical journey. It can be about spiritual practice. It can be about teaching all of that stuff to other people. It is like, yeah, planting seeds in a bit of unfamiliar territory. It's also like, what do I believe now? Where am I being called to share my beliefs? Yeah, it's like you need to zoom out a little bit, because the ninth house is like the bigger picture as well. So just know that the new moon is a little bit challenged with Mars in your 12th house, and also with Pluto in your 6th house. So yeah, it's gonna stir up a bit tensions around your mental health, also your colleagues. It can be about work patterns, and it can also be about self-sabotage. So you might face resistance from your own subconscious. You need to be a bit more careful for burnout, fears, or maybe some past failures that are like resurfacing as you like try to move forward. Pluto in the sixth really demands a transformation in how you work, with who you work, the power dynamics with co-workers or people who are connected to your work. Take extra care of your body, and don't schedule your daily life. Be careful of like not over scheduling it. Mars in the 12th really creates this inner restlessness, can create a little bit of anxiety, especially if you're not giving yourself enough space to rest and retreat. Then the ruler of this new moon is Venus, and it's on top of Saturn and the North Node in your 7th house of partnerships. And it's really signaling that relationships are really key to your growth right now. You can attract very destined, important partnerships, whether that's romantic, professional, or educational. It can also be about a therapist or someone that helps you, an astrologer. All these people fall into the 7th house as well. It's not only marriage, so someone can help you tremendously forward with the current energy. And it has like the potential to really support and stabilize your expansion. But it's only going to happen when it's built on mutual respect and maturity. That is what Saturn on top of Venus is asking right now. So yeah, maybe the timing isn't perfect or the road ahead isn't fully clear. It is still worth preparing. So right opportunity will arrive whenever you're ready, and you will also be glad that you've stayed on course. So don't give up, my dear Virgos. I know it's a little bit intense right now, but yeah, there's like a new seed being planted about the future, and that seed is gonna blossom over the next 6 months, and you'll be very, very happy. So yeah, I'm wishing you the best of luck, my dear Virgo. We have Libra, sun, moon, or rising. You are gonna have this new moon in the sign of Taurus in your 8th house. So, the 8th house, very deep house. It is about shared resources, so joint finances. It's also about deep intimacy. It's about emotional entanglements. It's about financial entanglements. It's about who gets access to your energy. It's about transformation, death, and rebirth. It's also about power dynamics. So yeah, Libra, whew, this one is gonna hit you where it matters most for sure. It is a more private, intense part of your chart, and yeah, people are maybe not gonna know, because the 8th house is very hidden. It is private. It's also about the occult. It's about mysteries. It's about secrets. So yeah, it's not going to be like very flashy, but it's going to be very potent for you personally, privately. So it calls you to like really explore what you're truly attached to, financially and emotionally. So are you in relationships or agreements that that are like reciprocal, and are like nourishing you, or are they draining you? A very powerful time to set intentions around releasing debt. It can be about a mortgage. It can be about merging assets together. It can also be about yeah, healing trust issues in a relationship. And it's about like what's mine, what's yours, what's shared, and what needs to go. The 8th house is like money from others, money that we don't need to work for. It is also about inheritance. And it is forming a T-square to Mars in your 11th house of friendships, and also Pluto in your 5th house of creativity and self-expression. So yeah, The opposition is creating some pressure around how you're expressing yourself within group settings, and what are the risks that you're like willing to take to really follow your own passions. So you might be like navigating tensions between your personal desires and also your collective responsibilities. Maybe you're investing time or money into new creative ventures that really can also be about children. There can be an important decision related to a child. Maybe you need to, if you're like, for example, divorced, then for me, when I look at this chart, it can be like some intensity around who pays what for the child. It can also be about romance, because it's the fifth house, and the eighth house is deep intimacy. So there can be struggles to like really open up fully and be vulnerable with one another. And yeah, with Mars in the 11th house, it's gonna like make you question whether others truly support your vision. Pluto may stir jealousy and control issues in dating, and also in friendships. But Mars is going to push you to really assert your goals more confidently in public spaces. So Venus is, of course, your ruling planet, and we just had a full moon in Libra. Now now we're going to have the new moon in Taurus, and both of them are ruled by Venus. Venus is, of course, your ruling planet. It is on top of Saturn in your sixth house. So yeah, reality checks in your daily routine, but also in your health and well-being. So emotional maturity in how you give, and also why you give certain services towards other. And it's also about care and self-care, caring for your health, caring for your stress levels. And it could also reflect like you need to create more tough boundaries in your work life. Or maybe you're going to have to be a little bit more strict on your own health habits. The Sabian symbol is a sleigh without snow. So yeah, you need to like build before the snow arrives. And for you, that is happening in your job area, in your work area, in your health area. So yeah, trust what you like committing to, especially if it's emotionally or financially. Know that it will gain momentum, even if it doesn't seem to be moving just yet. The strength now lies in preparation, and it's not about instant gratification right now. So I hope that helps, my dear Libra. I wish you the best of luck. Woohoo! Then we have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, Scorpios, let me know how you're like handling the intensity, because both of your rulers are in opposition towards each other, and things might get extra intense. And I know, my dear Scorpios, you are so used to it, because yeah, your whole life is just one big intense roller coaster. But I think now it's a little bit extra. I'm Aries, I'm ruled by Mars. You are Scorpio, you are also ruled by Mars and Pluto, of course. So I know these two signs are like getting their butt kicked a little bit. So yeah, let me know how you're dealing. Just know that it's like a very, very big transformative period. And this new moon is happening in your seventh house of partnerships, relationships, and also your one-on-one connections. It can be romantic, professional, platonic. It can also be about your therapist, your astrologer. All these things fall into the seventh house. So yeah, it's like an annual reset to how you relate to others. Really clarify what kind of relationship you want to build and what you truly need in order to feel safe. It's also about how you feel valued within. So by other people. So if you are already in a relationship, it can be a moment to really deepen the bond. Perhaps setting a new shared goal. It can be strengthening trust, and it can also be about clarifying expectations you have from other people and planting like a new seed in that. So if you're single, it could also signal a new relationship that could be on the horizon, and it's going to be one that is very, very deeply transformative, with the new moon squaring both of your rulers. So Mars is in the 10th, it is on top of the chart, so it's very, very visible. Don't go on the offense right now, it will be publicly known. Don't create extra trouble. When people come up to you, want to create drama, just walk away. Then we have Pluto at the bottom of your chart. So yeah, it's in the house of home and family. It's really like creating this friction between your public image and your private life. And it's also like the outlet point of this new moon is like, yeah, creating this friction into relationship dynamics because of work and the home area. So yeah, it's like career and reputation concerns might put pressure and stress on your personal life. You might also be struggling to really balance family obligations with your partner's needs. Pluto in the fourth is really digging up these ancestral lineage patterns. Can also be about control issues. Maybe you've inherited that from the mother. It would be wise to take a deep dive into that right now. Can be about fears in regards to how you were brought up, and they like badly affecting your partnerships right now. So yeah, it can be a challenge in feeling emotionally secure right now. And all these things that are coming up in yourself are like being mirrored in your partnerships right now. So before you go on the Scorpio stingy attack towards your partner, really look in the mirror before you do that. Mars in the 10th is going to push you to really perform and to be seen, but make sure it's not going to come at the cost of intimacy or your connection with your partner. So we also have Venus, the ruler of this new moon, and she's on top of Saturn and the North Node, and they are meeting into your fifth house, and it's like, yeah, adding a very serious tone towards romance, creativity, and joy. You can feel like your joy is a little bit limited right now. So yeah, it's about committing to what lights you up, not just in love, but in all your personal expressions, creative expressions. And you might also begin something new now, but it's going to grow very slowly, steadily, but it will be very meaningful. It can be a relationship, it can be something related to a child, or a creative pursuit. So, yeah, trust the process of alignment, even if you can't see it fully unraveling right now. You may be initiating or visualizing a future partnership or a collaborative dream before like all the details are into place right now. So really stay grounded, stay steady, and know that the support will come. And yeah, let me know how you Scorpios are doing. I'm wishing you the best of luck. We have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This new moon in Taurus is falling into your sixth house, and that rules your daily life, day to day activities. It is your health, your routine. It's also your habits and your service towards others. So, it is a part of your life that really deals with how you manage your time and also your energy. And this is a very good lunation to set intentions around creating more stability in your work-life balance. So plant a new seed that is going to improve your wellness. You can also restructure your daily schedule to support some long-term goals, and really ask yourself, is my routine really sustainable? Am I giving too much and neglecting myself? This is the moment to build new system and practices that really nourish you mentally, physically, and spiritually. Um, the T-square is happening from Mars in your ninth house of beliefs and Pluto in your third house of the mind. So the third ninth axis is your mind, and then higher education or like a higher vision, and these two are a little bit in opposition right now, can create some conflict. It's going to really add mental tension and also pressure to really grow right now, like beyond these outdated thinking patterns. Might feel a little bit challenged to adopt these new beliefs, There can be new approaches to your schedule, to your health. Can also be about communication style. Mars in the ninth can bring a big push towards travel, education, and also philosophical pursuits. But it may clash with all the current workload you need to go through right now. So, yeah, Pluto in the third is really going to transform how you communicate, how you learn, and also how you process information. So, yeah, right now, if there are misunderstandings or if you're like overthinking too much, that could like really slow you down. But make space for like a deeper, more strategic vision of how you operate on a daily basis. The ruler of this new moon is Venus, and it is conjunct Saturn in your fourth house of home and family. So, yeah, fourth house is about emotional foundations, and they are like being asked to get more stable. So, stabilize your emotions. It could manifest or like reflect in a shift in your living situation. It can be about family dynamics that are shifting, or your internal sense of safety. You might also need to rework your environment to like better support your own well-being. And the Sabian symbol really reminds you that the groundwork that you're laying may not yield instant rewards right now, but it's really essential for what's coming next. So get out your sleigh, rebuild it, wait for the snow to arrive. And once it's on the horizon, all your new implemented systems, new routines, new habits, and rituals will really determine how gracefully you come down the mountain. Because now we can have like the feeling like we're climbing and building and climbing, and it's a little bit exhausting right now. But if you really change up your daily schedule and implement these very nourishing new routines and implement more nature in your daily routine as well, that can help you tremendously right now. So I wish you the best of luck, my dear Sagittarius. We have Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. So, Capricorn, this new moon is gonna highlight your fifth house. It is a very positive new moon for you, my dear Capricorns, because the fifth house is the zone in your chart that really rules over joy, passion, romance, children, and also your creative expression. So yeah, it is actually one of the more pleasurable moments to have like a new moon in the fifth. Is very, very good. Um, it's just a shame, my dear Capricorns, that you have like this new moon in your fifth house, which is normally like very exciting, very frisky, very feisty, very cuddly, lovely, and now it squares the Pluto Mars opposition. So it can be about very, very intense emotions in regards to partners, like law of attractions, dating, children, and creativity right now. But yeah, just know it's actually one of the best placements, and it's shrining you by sign because you are also an earth sign. It is a new moon in Taurus. If you have a sun, moon, or rising in the first 10 degrees of Capricorn, then it's like very, very positive for you. Yeah, beautiful time to plant a new seed. It's really like encouraging you to reconnect with your inner artist, with your inner creativity, with maybe a new law of attraction that is gonna be quite intense for you. And it's also time to really discover what brings you genuine happiness. So yeah, it's about genuine happiness and creating a new foundation in that can be very, very highly satisfactory over the next 6 months. So I think something beautiful is going to happen for you for sure. So yeah, genuine happiness, whether that's like romance, a hobby, a creative endeavor, something is going to happen that is going to highly excite you over the next couple of weeks. So if you have been feeling creatively blocked, maybe you felt a little bit disconnected from your inner spark, This is like a chance to start fresh, and it's gonna light you up in a way more beautiful way. It is Taurus, the sign of beautifulness. So yeah, really like take time and think how you can implement more. Yeah, how can you make your life more beautiful and plant like a new seed in that. However, it's just too bad that I need to add this because the T-square that is happening in with Mars and Pluto. Mars is in your eighth house, which is a very, very intense house. It is a financial house, and Pluto is in your second house, and your second house is your house of money. So eighth house is what you don't have to work for. It is shared finances, inheritance, and the second house is money you do work for yourself. So it's the give and take axis. It is what you do yourself and what you get from others. So yeah, there can be some intensity around that right now. Mars is going to stir up like more emotional vulnerability. There can also be a lot of sexual tension for you, my dear Capricorns. You can feel this immense sexual attraction towards someone right now, and it can be like a lot to handle. I'm like not gonna lie. New moon in your fifth house of love, Mars, the planet of sexuality, in the eighth house of sex, and then you have it making an opposition with Pluto, the planet of intensity. Like, yeah, can be quite hot for you, my dear Capricorns, right now. So, and over the next 6 months. So yeah, Pluto, yeah, can give too much sexual tension right now, and you're gonna have to find another outlet if it's not appropriate to really, yeah, go into that right now. And it might feel a little bit overwhelming. It might cause some frustration. So you will need to turn towards joy to channel this positively. Otherwise, it's going to implode inside of you. And it's going to then come out in a bad way with Mars, and you're going to fight. So yeah, Pluto continues to like really reshape your values, your earnings, and also your attachments to others. You might feel caught between wanting to express yourself freely, and also there can be fears around financial security, and especially joint finances. And maybe you need to take some kind of emotional risk that can be quite uncomfortable right now. So yeah, are you afraid to invest in your creative ideas or in your relationships because of past losses? Yeah, this new moon is going to push you through those fears. Those fears are going to rise to the surface, and it's not to punish you but to help you move through them and really reclaim your personal power in how you give and receive, which is the second and eighth house axis. I think honestly some Capricorns are gonna fall in love quite quickly after this new moon. And if you're already in a relationship and if you're already married, some might have to yeah, divide or like split their belongings into equal parts. Because if you do bump into someone new right now, the intensity can be so strong. And with Venus and Saturn and the North Node, it can be so destined that it's like impossible to run away from. Mars and Pluto are very, very intense combined. So yeah, I'm actually quite curious about what's gonna happen for you, my dear Capricorn, because this is like, yeah, Venus is on top of your chart ruler right now. You have a new moon trining your sign. You have this Mars Pluto opposition in such an intense way. I'm actually curious, and it can give some drama and love and in joint finances for sure right now or in the upcoming weeks. So Venus and Saturn, they are conjunct in your third house. It's about communication, it's about writing and learning, and all these tools maybe help you to really solidify your next steps. So if you do experience these overwhelming emotions, write them down. Don't let them linger in your mind. Saturn and Venus on top of each other in your third house, they also give like an emphasis on really think about love in a mature way. Yeah, and it's like about the long-term commitments, the long-term burdens that were accompanied by that as well, and something is going to shift for you in that, Capricorn. So yeah, this is like indicating to me with your chart ruler on top of Saturn, your chart ruler on top of Venus, which is ruling this new moon, and this in your third house about conversation. So a really important conversation is going to come forward and can be about children, about love, about the eighth house, about even yeah, about sexual tension. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very colorful new moon for you, my dear Capricorn. So really ground your dreams in reality, and yeah, just let joy be your inner fuel. Something or someone is going to come into your life that is going to trigger your joy, or your inner child in a very massive way, and maybe that is like exactly what you need to get you outside of this routine that you're stuck in. So build for the future, if you don't, even if you don't see how it like all fits right now into your mind, the path will become clearer as you move forward. So let me know what happens for you, my dear Capricorn. I wish you the best of luck. We have Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. You're gonna have a new moon in Taurus in your fourth house of family. So it is your home, it is the people that you live with together, it is your inner life, your emotion. It's also your roots. So yeah, it is like time to focus on what makes you feel safe, secure, and grounded. You might feel called to set new intentions around your living situations. There can be someone that comes, maybe someone moves in with you very suddenly, with Uranus also in the sign of Taurus. There can be someone moving out because it squares Mars in your seventh house, but we'll get into that. But something, there's like a new seed being planted in your living area. So, yeah, set intentions around your living space. Very beautiful time to clear out your living space. Just like throw everything away that no longer, yeah, that you no longer need. So it can be about moving, renovating. It can also be reconnecting with your own safe space. It's about rebuilding emotional foundations. Perhaps you're gonna be able to finally heal family patterns that kept you stuck. You can also choose to nurture yourself in more intentional, sweet, loving, comfortable ways. It's also a good time to reflect on what a home truly means to you, and how you can like cultivate more peace and stability in your home area. Um, the fact is that this new moon is squaring Mars in your seventh house of marriage and partnerships, relationships in general, and also Pluto in your sign. So yeah, you are like, whoo, it's getting hot in here. So yeah, maybe best not to take off all your clothes directly, because there are gonna be fights if you do that. So yeah, Pluto is very intense, very powerful, very yeah, alluring, magnetic, and it's in your sign. Others with Mars in the seventh are not very happy with this like intense transformation that you're going through, but it's very necessary to really blossom truly as your own authentic Aquarius that you are. So relationship tensions may arise, particularly if you feel like others are really like challenging your sense of self, or maybe they're like crossing your boundaries. With Pluto in your sign, you're like, nope, enough is enough. So yeah, it's like seventh house Mars can really like amplify conflict in close relationships, and Pluto in the first is pushing you to really transform your identity, and it's about how you assert power. So use your power in a wise way, or it will backlash tremendously. It can be a very uncomfortable dynamic right now, but it's really showing you what emotional dynamics really need to shift in order for you to feel truly safe within your own safe space, within your emotions, within your own home, within yourself. So Venus, which is the ruler of this new moon, is actually with Saturn and the North Node in your second house of finances. So that is really like encouraging you, your long-term planning and everything that comes to money, self-worth, and also personal resources. So if you've been like trying to stabilize your income or create more sustainable routines in your finances, then this transit really supports your efforts. So it also reminds you that your sense of safety and comfort really comes from within and from stabilizing your own emotions. It is not going to come from external validation through this time. So yeah, it's like preparation and clarity will magnetize what you need, especially inside of your home. Focus on creating a strong inner foundation right now, and your external world will follow later. And possibly some of the partnerships are gonna break away. So good luck, my dear Aquarius. Then, last but not least, we have my dear Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You are gonna have this new moon in Taurus, and it's gonna activate your third house. And the third house is about communication, siblings, neighbors, learning, local travel, and like your local environment. Third house also rules being on the road, biking, driving. So yeah, great time to reset your habits around how you speak, what or how you write. It's a good time to learn something new, take a study, take a course, teach something. It's about information. Maybe it's a good time to learn how to grow your own crops at home. That would be a beautiful use of this energy. So maybe you're going to start to write something new. You can launch a very successful newsletter and all the Taurian themes. It can be about love, it can be about money. If you write something on social media, post a blog, do a podcast. Oh my God, yes, good time to start doing podcasts, Pisces. And it can be about the natural world, it can be about Earth's frequency, it can be about crystals, it can be about gardening, all these beautiful Taurian themes. So this could also manifest in changes in your neighborhood. It could be a new seed is being planted in your relationship with your siblings. And it could also be like maybe buying a new phone, a new computer, anything in regards to making use or buying something new in technology. And by using technology, making the world a little bit more beautiful with what you write, speak, or type. So yeah, technology tools to use on a daily basis. And it's about how can I express myself more intentionally and more clearly. There can be an important conversation that is going to provide more stability in your life. But it's not going to come without friction, because as we can see, we have a Mars Pluto opposition, and it's going to square this new moon in Taurus. So Mars is in your sixth house and Pluto is in your 12th. There's like tension between your mental and physical and spiritual tension. The 12th, the 6th, and the 3rd are the mind, the body, and the soul. So you will need to do extra effort to balance them out. Avoid working overtime right now, avoid overscheduling, or you're gonna have to deal with a lot of stress, and it's gonna manifest in health problems. Pluto in the 12th is like really digging up subconscious fears. It can be about repressed memories, and it can also be about hidden patterns. So your mind can feel a little bit overloaded, and there could also be a need to restructure how you handle stress and how you handle your daily obligations. And this is a beautiful new moon that is going to invite you to simplify your life, to think about what's really important, to think about your priorities, and that will, and it's about your own well-being. Prioritize your own well-being. Venus is the ruler of this new moon, and it's conjunct Saturn still in your first house of Pisces. Yeah, it can feel like things are very serious right now, and you need to take yourself more serious. And it can feel like, oh my God, money, love is such a burden right now. Yeah, it's because it's still on a north node in your first house, very destined karmic reality checks in regards to love and finance, especially for you, my dear Pisces. And it's about showing up with presence, showing up with discipline and grace, and knowing that your self-expression really carries a lot of value. And you may not feel immediately heard or understood. um, I want to remind you that what you're building right now will become relevant when the right conditions appear. So, third house is speaking, speak from the truth, write with clarity, and prepare your message that you want to send out in the world. And even if no one seems to be listening just yet, I know in a short period of time they will. So, good luck, my dear Pisces. So that was it for today. I hope that was helpful. I know this Taurus season is going to get a little bit more challenging than we're used to. Normally, it's like spring and a happy time, and the flowers are blossoming, and then the birds are chirping. But this time, we have like this big Mars in Leo, a big lion that just like comes up to us and starts roaring out of the blue. And then we have like a pissed off bull, the sun and the moon in Taurus, and it can all be like a little bit much right now. So if you feel you need to take some time off, really take some rest. Don't charge ahead without thinking about the consequences. And also know if people are a little bit pissed off at you right now, that they're actually just struggling with their own ego. And everything that's happening now is very, very destined. It's been building up since the fall of 2024 for the Northern Hemisphere. And now with the sun that just moved into the same sign of Uranus in Taurus, we can have a lot of fast changes that can feel quite overwhelming. Overwhelming emotions, overwhelming energy. It's getting very loud. Just know that it's normal, that it's temporary, and by Gemini season, we are gonna get into, we're gonna steer into calmer waters. So practice patience. Don't roar like a lion. Don't charge like a bull. Think about what's best for the collective with Pluto and Aquarius, and try to channel this energy in a very, very healthy way, and don't go on the attack right now. And Mems Jax just arrived. Oh, that's too bad. You missed the fun. Well, I will see you next time, Mem Jackson. Thank you for joining still. And Jenny says, thanks, Astrid. Lots of love for all of us as we navigate through these changes. Thank you so much, Jenny. I'm sending a lot of love back your way. And I'm sending hugs to each and every one of you. And together we'll get through it. Thank you all so much for joining. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.